Hello guys, Sanbanani, good evening, happy Sunday. I hope you guys are well. I hope you're with family, you're with those that love you and those that you love. Today guys, woke up, thought everything was fine, didn't think it's gonna be an emotional day. My son and I went to church. After church we came back home and I'm like, let's prepare stuff for school for tomorrow because we needed to go to Soweto to a family member. They had some family function. And going to Soweto to the family member, we sat for a good 2-3 hours there with family, and we literally just sat with family and had, and then family started talking about my daughter, right? Now I want you to understand the triggers, right? Sorry, MK, please bring the volume down a bit. It's making so much noise. But anyways, so triggers that came up are my family started talking about my late daughter, about how one of the family members who was with me at the hospital was like, I never thought that she was not going to come out of the hospital. I never thought that she wasn't going to make it back home. We are all still broken and shook by her death. And obviously then some family members were not there, start commenting, and everyone is like, oh my God, Sihle, you look like your daughter today. And we start talking, and they start talking about TK, and I also start talking about TK. And at some point I felt I'm about to cry, like I'm about to burst and cry. I'm triggered. Now, I can't say to the family, stop talking about her now, it's enough, like Kwanele, like it's enough, please stop, it's enough, I'm about to cry. And I'm there with my son sitting on the couch, and after some time, one of my family members is like, they're leaving, they have to go, and I'm like, oh yeah, we also have to go, because my son's got exams, so we need to leave. It's about 4 o'clock, so we leave, and when we got into the car, did I not cry? Did I not start crying? Like literally, I was driving and I was the whole way, and my son is sitting on the passenger side, and immediately I saw the mothers that came to our first diary of grieving mothers event. We formed a WhatsApp group. So I immediately called the WhatsApp group, like I called everybody on the WhatsApp group, and only 2 mothers were able to answer the call. I guess the others were busy. It's a Sunday. Did I not cry? Did I not cry? And I'm like, guys, I'm triggered. This is how I feel. This is what's going on. I'm feeling suicidal. I'm feeling as though this is just a bad nightmare. Like, I'm hurt. And while I'm driving, I'm crying, and my son is busy patting me on the side, and did a whole lot of crying until I decided, nope, before we go home, let's stop at a shopping complex because we needed to buy some groceries. My son and I walk into the shopping complex, and when we get into the shopping complex, minding our own business, we walking around, just the 2 of us. By the way, I've got a list, so I'm busy scratching things out of things that we need, and we're taking. Then this woman out of nowhere comes to me. She's like, hello, Sihle and MK. And we're like, hello. And she's like, how you guys doing? And she could see that I've been crying. I'm like, well, thank you. And then this woman says to me, I'm not going to mention her name, but she's there with her daughter, right? Her daughter says to me, Sihle, you are such a powerful woman. And I told myself about one day when I bump into you, I just want to hug you. And then we indeed do hug. And she's like, don't stop what you're doing. Don't stop being vulnerable. And then I started crying. And I'm like, you know what, you got me on a day where I've just finished crying in the car, and now you're making me cry in the middle of a shopping center, and I've got a trolley in front of me, and my son is just standing next to the trolley, and I just started crying, and I'm thinking, and this woman's like, no, we look at you, Tina, some of us, when we look at you, we find inspiration, we draw strength to say, how is it that CHSBC is still standing after everything that she's been through? And I turn and I look at her daughter, and I'm like, oh my God, can I please hug your daughter? She says yes. So I draw her daughter close, and I just hug her tight. Like, I literally hug her so tightly. And she's got braids exactly like how TK loved her braids to be. And I hug this little girl, and I look at her and I said to her, how old are you? She says, I'm 10. Oh, did I not start crying? I just started crying in the middle of the shop, and you could see people walking past us were like thinking, what is this woman doing to that woman, or what's going on? I started crying, and the woman says to me, why are you crying? I'm like, TK was 10. She says, I thought TK was much older because she looked taller. I said, no, TK was 10. She had just turned 10 on Christmas. And I started crying some more, and I'm crying, and I'm looking at her daughter, and I'm like, oh my God. And the woman says to me, you are such a strong woman. I'm like, that's the thing. You people don't see behind the scenes that I am not as strong as you think I am. Half the time I'm crying, I break, I become a fruitcake. And I started crying, and this woman is now telling me how I've motivated her. She's now telling me about how when she faces problems, be it at work, be it in a marriage, be it with her children, she always thinks of CHSBC and how she's apparently always watching my lives. And did I not just cry? I just continued crying and crying and crying. And I think at some point, my son couldn't take the fact that I was crying in the middle of a shopping center. And he says to me, Ma, I'm going to go to the other aisle to look for something. And I'm like, okay. And he goes to the other aisle, and I'm standing with this woman, and she's going on, and I'm saying to her, thank you so much. And I said to her, you know, actually today I've just been feeling so suicidal. Like, I've just been having suicide thoughts. Like, I've just been pondering on thoughts of I can't handle the fact that my daughter's gone. And my thoughts were very selfish, and they were very cruel, where I was like, maybe if I just commit suicide and die, the pain will be better. And this woman says to me, she starts praying for me in the morning. She's like, it's not going to happen. CHSBC, you are not going to commit suicide. It's not going to happen. You are the one that gives us women hope. You are the one that gives us women courage. You are the one that gives us women strength. And I'm looking at this woman, I said to her, it's hard. She says to me, so if you commit suicide, what will happen to your son? And I'm like, I never thought that far. I just had selfish thoughts of, I just want the pain to go away, or I just want the pain to lessen, to go down, like, and yeah, so this woman just started ministering to me in the middle of the shopping center, and she's like, Sihle, you are one woman where when she says when she sits with her church women and they talk about women's strengths, yes, they see women in the Bible, but then they say, then there's a Sihle Sibisi who lost her spouses, who is an orphan, and now she's lost a daughter, and so much has been written about her. She owns her truth, and now she's doing her best to raise her son. And Grief is messy, guys. Grief is ugly. Grief is ugly and grief is messy. And I want to thank that woman. And I remember her daughter, then her daughter asked me to say, sorry, but can I ask, what was your daughter's name? And I said it was TK. She says, what does TK stand for? And I explained to her, well, TK had two names. Her name was Tebang Kanyisile. So that's why she was TK. She says, so why is your son MK? And I said, because his name is Mkanyisi. That's MK. And she allowed me to hug her daughter one more time. And she then hugged me. And I just cried. I just cried in the middle of the shopping center. And I said to her, thank you. I needed that. And she says, thank you for allowing me to talk to you. I said, I always say to people, guys, when you bump into me or when you see me, I am not a celebrity. I'm not that. I'm just a mother that's grieving her daughter right now, and I need all the strength, the love, and support more than anything. And I appreciate such people who randomly walk up to me and hug me and reassure me of God's love for me and reassure my son. And she says, oh, MK is so handsome in person. And I'm like, she says, yeah, no. Social media doesn't do justice. MK is super handsome. And I'm like, yeah, my son is super handsome. But I wanted to say thank you also to the mothers in the WhatsApp group, because as I told you, when we first met as women for Diary of a Grieving Mother, we formed a WhatsApp group, and that's where we all cry in it. And I say to people, I'm a patient in that group. It's not about to see. In fact, I'm the weakest link there, like mothers who have lost their kids months more than mine, years more than mine. It's only 4 months, and I'm thankful to those moms. I'm thankful they just picked up and they allowed me to vent, and I just cried. So yeah, grief is messy, guys. It's very messy. There's nothing make-upable about grief, guys. Grief is messy, and I'm looking forward to, in fact, I'm counting down to days. The Saturday, 25 May, we are meeting again at the Jabulani Sports Complex, Diary of a Grieving Mother. And our first meeting was very emotional with the moms. Our second meeting was virtual. This is our third meeting where it's going to be face-to-face. And we have therapists on board. We've got academics on board who are there to give us counseling. And we've got spiritual people also to give us counseling spiritually. But more than anything, it's a safe space for mothers who are grieving to cleave to each other. I'm grieving a daughter. You might be grieving a husband. You might be grieving a divorce. You might be grieving a job. Whatever it is that you're grieving, Diary of a Grieving Mom, we did put up the poster. Thank you to all those that have RSVP'd. And I know the mothers that were there on the first sessions are definitely coming. So come, it's for free. It's just, you tell yourself, Ubuti, the Saturday morning, I'm just going to sit with other mothers who will not judge me when I cry. I'm going to sit with other mothers who will not laugh at me or make me feel less of a human being when I cry, but women who will say, I've been there, or women like me who will say, please don't stop talking. Tell me some more. I want to know, Uti, uphola kanjani. I want to know how you coping on a daily basis, because for me, it's a nightmare. And it's hard, guys. It's so hard. Grief is hard. I'm learning so much about myself during this grief. I'm learning so much about my son during this grief. My son is an introvert. I'm an extrovert. My daughter was an extrovert. And now we grieve differently, where he just loves his space, his quietness, and I love talking about it. I love being loud about it, because everything about Usihlesbisi is just loud. So I'm learning so much. I'm learning to be patient with him. I think he's learning also to understand Utuma, even when I don't want to talk about TK, she's going to talk about TK. I'm learning to adjust that at times he doesn't want to talk about his sister, and I'm learning to adjust that at times he needs his space, which becomes painful sometimes, because then you think, but I need you here, my boy. And he's like, Ma, can I just have my space for some time? I'll see you later, or I'll come back later. So I'm not only a mother that's grieving a daughter, but my son is a teenager now. He's going through the puberty, the adolescence, you name it. He's in high school, and all of this is on his cap. And in the midst of that, he needs to navigate grieving his sister, and he needs to navigate learning how to live with a mom like me. So I thought I should share. Oh, and one thing that the lady said to me at the shopping center, she said to me, there was a day you did a video about your sister-in-law, and she says, I listened and I thought, I wish I had a sister-in-law on Jongosihle. I'm like, Aibo, what do you mean? She says, the way you love your brother's wife, the way you embrace your sister-in-law. She says, I wish my sisters-in-laws were like you. And I said to her, you know what? I'm a woman, and I've been married before, and I know the pain of being rejected. I know the pain of being isolated as umakoti. I know it. And that's one pain that I vowed I would never allow any of my brother's wives to feel. And number two, it's one pain I will never allow my son's girlfriend, fiance, or wife to feel in the future. I would never do that, you know. I'll probably be that mom that's just in their business. I'll probably be that mom that just wants to know what's happening now. Like, fill me up, guys. What's up? But yeah, so grief is messy, guys. And in all you do, be kind. Be kind. Because somebody next to you right now could be fighting a battle you know nothing about. So when just be kind in all you do and in all you say, because kunzima la ngaphandle. Imagine ngisemall pushing a trolley, this woman comes and there I am just crying. Oh my God. But I'm thankful for that encounter, because I feel a lot better. And yeah, so happy Sunday, guys. It's gonna be a new week tomorrow. Happy new week. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to those close to you, and remember, don't forget to remind those close to you how much you love them, how much you appreciate them, because tomorrow is a mystery. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Maybe tomorrow you'll be the one lying in a mortuary somewhere representing your age group and your sex, or you'll be lying in a grave somewhere just like my daughter, who's currently representing her age mates and her sex. So be kind in all you do, in all you say. Kyabonga, happy Sunday, guys. See you on Saturday. For those who have RSVP'd, see you on Saturday. Can't wait to see you on Saturday for Diary of a Grieving Mother. Saturday, 9:30 to 1 o'clock, Jabulani Sports Complex. I cannot wait to see you there. Bye-bye.